They say that shamans are born with one foot in the physical world and one foot in the spirit world. And nowhere is that more demonstratively true than in this story that I'm about to tell you. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and this is my new YouTube channel called Growing Up Shaman, where I tell true stories about non ordinary reality from the perspective of a shaman. Now, I would say this happened probably about 5 or 6 years ago. A girlfriend of mine that I had just met had invited me to do a shamanic journey circle with a group of her friends in her backyard. And I was totally down for this. I love to do shamanic journeying. And that's basically when you just gather a group of people and then you have someone who's going to be playing the drums who essentially takes you into the spirit world, lets you hang out there for about 10 minutes, and then brings you back using the drum. So I was totally down for this until we started talking about the details really close to the day that we were supposed to do this. And so when we're talking about the details, suddenly she starts talking about alcohol. Now, alcohol is not something that I even think of bringing into a sacred circle when I'm doing shamanic journeying. That is a very sacred space to me, and I would no more bring in some alcohol to a circle where I'm doing that than I would like go to church with a beer. It's just not something that's done. And so when my girlfriend was talking about bringing alcohol, I was like, wait a minute. I thought we were going to be doing a shamanic journey circle. I didn't know we were going to be having a party. And she was like, well, yeah, we are. People are going to start drinking and we're going to jump in the pool and whatnot. And I'm like, well, at least let's do the shamanic journeying before people start drinking because we're going to be opening up some sacred space and I do not want to be inviting any kind of lower vibrational entities in our space. And she didn't seem to like this answer. And in fact, when I got to the party, well, it should have been a shamanic journey circle, but it ended up being a party. But when I got there, I noticed there was a girl there who was drinking already. Nobody else was drinking. It was mostly people just gathering to eat and whatnot. But there was one girl who was drinking, and I asked her. I was like, "Hey, have you ever done a shamanic journey before?" And she said yes, and acted like she knew what she was doing and didn't need any kind of assistance. So I was like, "Okay." But I noted that she was drinking, and then I noticed on the table with all the food, my friend had compiled an actual small little notebook of all these different religions where alcohol was invited during their ceremonies. And I was flipping through this little notebook and seeing that, yes, there were these valid religions who did, use alcohol to induce certain spirits to possess their body and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, it is possible. That doesn't mean that it's something that I want to do. You know what I mean? But still, it seemed to me that she was offended that I didn't want alcohol involved in my ceremony. But I was pretty adamant about what needed to be done. So, when it came time to actually do the shamanic journeying, at this point, everybody except for that one girl was not drinking, and everybody got in a circle, and the drummer was about to start, doing the drumming. And I explained to everyone the basics of what we were going to be doing. One person in the group decided he didn't want to be any part of it, so he actually stood outside of the circle and just watched. And then, and then I remember where that one girl who had been drinking was sitting. She was sitting next to this other girl that I really liked, and so I just instinctively felt the need to put myself in between that girl that I really liked and the girl who had been drinking that I did not know. And um, so when we started doing the journeying, it was a very unusual experience because I have done many, many journeys before, but never had I had this experience. So basically, I was laying down between the two ladies, right? And it took me a couple of minutes to fall into uh, the the spiritual space. But once I did, what was interesting about it was that only half of my body actually went into the spirit world. My body was completely divided into two, right up and down the center of my body, completely. I could feel it. And it was my right leg that was in the spirit world, and my left leg and my left whole portion of my body was completely in the physical world. And it's as if my body became a barrier that was not allowing the girl who had been drinking to enter the sacred space. I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I was just following my instincts, which was to protect this one girl and from any kind of negative spirits that may have been grounding this one woman who had been drinking. Hold on one second. I just heard something scary. The best way to describe what it was like to have half of your body in the spirit world and the other half in the physical world is to liken it to half of your body all of a sudden falling into outer space. Like there was just a vacuum that just whoop, it took part of my body with me. Well, the spirit part of me went, and the physical side was just regular, completely regular. And I was able to exist in both worlds at the same time. It's something that comes very natural to shamans. But after we were done with the journey, we all talked about what it was like for us to experience it. And everybody had a story to tell, except for the one girl who was drinking. She said she felt nothing. It was like just watching a bunch of people sit around and meditate to her. And I believe that the reason why she experienced that was because she was grounded by alcoholic spirits. Like she just wasn't part of it. And the fact that I created a boundary that didn't allow her energy to be included in the circle that we were doing. And it wasn't something, like I said, that I did, you know, consciously. It was just something that subconsciously my spirit knew needed to be done in order to protect the circle. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.